It's Post-Match Pint. We're in the Glenbook. This Post-Match Pint is brought to you by Phil Blundell, Neil Docking, Sam Walker-Dine and Matt O'Fucking-Riley. Well, what an afternoon we've all had. What an evening we've all had. What a time of our lives we've all had. It was Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0, and Neil Docking. I've never seen a table look as drop dead gorgeous.
What a double header. It was the double header of your dreams, wasn't it? It was the Saturday night delight. It was a scenario we'd all dreamt of all week.
And he plays for Liverpool. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Saturday night of your dreams, Neil
Saturday
Docking.
night of our dreams. We couldn't have asked for any more. When you see City have gone a goal up, you're just thinking, come on, it's still only 1-0, it's still only 1-0. Maybe they'll drop a couple of points, but they drop all three. And from that moment, Anfield was feral. The atmosphere was just brewing and bubbling and brewing and bubbling. By the time we got to kick-off, I didn't know where my head was. And then the Reds are just so professional. We're all losing our minds, and the Reds are all about the business of getting 3 points and staying at the top of the league by 5 points.
5 of your points.
5 of your points. So professional, the Reds. They were gritty when they had to be gritty, back to the wall when they had to be back to the wall, quality when they had to show quality, and they're the top of the pops, and they deserve it.
They do deserve it. I think people can't keep saying we haven't played anyone. It's stopped, that's finished now as far as I'm concerned. Now, we've got more to play. We're not even a third through. Let's be crystal clear. We get a third through in 2 games' time, which is interestingly when we play Manchester City. But if they beat Southampton now, and that's an if, Southampton will be up 4 at first game back after an international break. But if they beat Southampton now, Phil, worst case scenario, even if they got beat at Anfield by Manchester City in front of humans, that has not happened since the Stone Age. Even if that then happened, if somehow City found the ability to run for 90 minutes, if that occurred, Phil, we'd still be 2 points ahead. This table is phenomenal at this moment in time.
Do you know what that also means, by the way?
Go on.
There's a best case of 11.
A best case of 11.
Imagine going to Southampton on that Sunday.
Best case of 11.
City are playing Spurs at the 5:30 on that Saturday night.
Are they indeed?
And
they're not very good at 5:30s, Phil. There's some proof.
They're not great at home to Tottenham either on last year's evidence, and maybe Ange's.
No matter what time they play at the
in the
moment.
red. They've lost 4 in a row. They're going to be a bit down. All the players are going away, and all of a sudden you come back with a team who just run round and do your head in. It's not an ideal situation to be in, and Liverpool are putting themselves in just a great position here, just keeping going. What I like about it is, like, my head was on Mars on one of Elon Musk's fucking mad spaceships when it started to kick off. Then you watch it 5 minutes, you're like, these aren't on Mars.
No.
These are on the fucking Earth. Their feet are on the ground. Very simple, very cool, very calm, very collected. Played the football. There was nothing mad about what Liverpool did. There was nothing, like, I sort of feel like last season we might still have won, but from the off, we'd have just been sprinting 100 miles an hour, and we'd have been like, fucking hell, we're going to make this crowd madder. We're going to feed off the crowd's going to feed us. Probably we might have won 3 or 4-0, and you go, fucking hell, this is great. But I like that it was different. Like, it was just like, it's a bit like, we're not affected by that. We're just going to do what we do. And what we do is play at our pace. And if you want to come and have a go, like, I felt like Villa spent that whole game today waiting for Liverpool to make a mistake. That was their entire game plan was, these might make a mistake at some point and we're going to capitalise on it. What we didn't do was, we didn't make it. There was no
just after half-time. I'd argue that was their best chance. It was the closest they got to getting in. It was a bit of a mistake. Konate does nothing wrong, but there's no one there to sweep up what he wins. They're in. He's in, Rodgers. He does ever so well, and then he fluffs the shot. But that was it. And it was almost like that was the perfect reminder in a way. It was like
chips there, didn't you?
Well, no. I think it's an important point. No one's perfect.
Yeah, no.
And in that moment,
you're not going to be perfect.
You're not going to be perfect. But they're not far away at the minute in terms of when you say. What they're doing really well, Phil, is they're playing on their terms. And then there's something else today, which is to your point there about Villa, what Villa were trying to do. Villa then also acceded to our terms. Yeah. Villa went, okay, this is the way the game's going to be. We'll play into this. We'll do our bit. And that felt to me very 1920. Yeah. That felt to me very what the opposition allowing a football match to be dictated to them by Liverpool.
They were reduced to desperation as well. Like, I don't know how clearly you both saw it, but I've seen it back and I saw it at the time. One of their centre-backs has dived to try and win a penalty, and it's a genuinely pathetic attempt at a dive. And to be honest, someone should come in and not let him play football for 6 months for making 2 physios come on and making him go off for 30 seconds for a dive. Like, The fact that he's still on the ground when it scores is bad enough. The fact that he didn't just get up and go, all right, I had to go and I've failed. He actually went off after treatment and there was absolutely nothing wrong with him. It was pathetic, but that's what this Liverpool team are doing to teams. We're pushing them to the realms of, fuck, what do we do?